So this is a 3-axis milling setup, and this is with a manual pallet changer installed, like for example the Medako manual pallet changer. So here on the left side, um, this gray and light blue assembly, it's something called a Mighty Bite uh, clamping fixture. So the operator loads the bolt here, um, and I cut some relief on the outside so that if, let's say, the operator drops and it dings the side, or if there's a burr, then this relief just ensures that it will sit flush. This is the datum face. This will be flat. And then here is a chamfer just for the deviation in the radius, and you know, just to avoid hitting that. So the operator, there's screws here, and these screws should be different from like a spline, because I guess if they're doing it quickly, it's always best to use a completely different driver for this screw. So I'm guessing like a spline, or just something that they would never, just make it dummy proof. They would launch it down, and it would clamp. This would be machined to be center to center in a equidistant pattern across the row. Once the operator is finished torquing down all the bolts, preferably with the torque wrench, you would move it to the center and then move it forward into the VMC. So now that the pallet's loaded, it will be put in first position, G54.1, and here either one of two things. So you could, I think at first we'll start off with a chamfer mill and just interpolate circles. So it would just go circle and then circle, and then do that for all the rows, which will be time consuming, but I guess so that's just one idea. The second one, which would be faster, would be basically it's a forward-facing boring tool. So the spindle is lined up to the center of the hole, and it just plunges down. Now that means that this custom tool has to be every time you use a different size bolt, you have to move it sideways with a screw. So that movement has to be calibrated, and that will determine the precision. If you want a deeper chamfer, you just have to set the heights lower for the operator. But the advantage is it pretty much just plunges, and it just plunges and done, and it just quickly moves from one piece to the other. So it would be an incredibly fast runtime, which is the advantage. So once the machine is done with its run, the platform bed returns to the home position for the pallet transfer. The operator turns a lever which lifts up slightly, and then it rolls to the center. Then it moves this side. While it was running, the operator had time to torque down these bolts, so it's ready to transfer and we put into position and then resume. So the advantage is, while the machine is cutting, operator could be on the side, and it could be loading bolts, torquing it down, hammering it down with the mallet to ensure flatness, and the machine will do the two operations, which would be a shell mill, cutting everything flat. The bigger the shell mill, at least to mill two bolts at a time. So it just does it in 2 passes per down step. And yeah, and then a custom tool would just go in from the center and just plunge down and cut all the chamfers very efficiently. That's my idea.